There are places where history never truly disappears, it lingers beneath the soil, in the air, and eventually in the names people continue to remember, and sometimes, it simply changes form without ever really leaving. On the northern edge of Vicenza, there is one of those places. Today, it is known as Parco della Pace. Peace Park. Yet for almost the entire 20th century, this wide open land belonged to aviation. Its story began in 1921. Back then, it was little more than a field of grass, a simple runway drawn across terrain already marked by military use during the First World War. Those were years when flight still felt like something suspended between dream and future. Aircraft were not yet ordinary machines. They carried dreams of glory and ambition. To fly meant, in fact, pushing beyond one of humanity's oldest boundaries. It was in that atmosphere that the Aero Club Ugo Capitanio was born, founded by local pilots and aviation enthusiasts and officially recognized in 1928. For decades, the Aero Club kept alive the connection between Vicenza and the sky, accompanying the growth of civil aviation in the city. Meanwhile, the airfield itself continued to evolve. With the expansion of the Regia Aeronautica, the Royal Italian Air Force, the runway was extended and modernized, eventually reaching around 1,500 meters during the Second World War. Then came the name that still echoes through the memory of the city, Dal Molin. Tommaso Dal Molin was born in Molino di Altissimo, a village about 22 miles from Vicenza, in 1902. An aerobatic and racing pilot, he belonged to a generation of aviators who embodied both the wonder and the danger of early flight. In an Italy captivated by the promise of modernity, figures like his seemed almost larger than life. But in those years, the sky often demanded a terrible price. In 1930, Dal Molin died in the crash of a racing seaplane on Lake Garda. He was only 28 years old. Soon afterward, the airport was dedicated to his memory. For decades, engines, propellers, and flight paths continued to rise from this ground. The airport became part of the city's rhythm, while time slowly reshaped everything around it, until the long decline. As the years passed, air traffic faded, the structures aged, and in 2008 the airport closed for the last time. And yet, even in silence, the land had not finished speaking. Before it could become a public park, years of environmental and wartime remediation were required. Beneath the surface, Anglo-American unexploded bombs and remnants of the Second World War emerged from the soil, fragments of a past that had remained buried for decades. As though the earth itself still remembered. Only after years of restoration did the landscape begin to change its meaning. Today, where runways once cut across the ground, there are meadows, wetlands, trees, and quiet paths. The sound of engines has given way to wind, frogs, birdsong, and footsteps. And perhaps this is what makes Parco della Pace truly unique. Not that it erased its past, but that it learned how to carry it differently. Because some places never forget telling their wounds. They simply learn how to whisper them.